In this video, I'm going to share with you a very powerful software that could actually skyrocket your business. But first I want to tell you something that my friend and once boss once told me about real estate investing. His name is David Lindahl, and he's known as the apartment king in real estate investing. He owns over 8,000 apartment units nationwide, and he's done a boatload of private money lending, and he's actually taught me how to raise private money, which is been one of the highlights of my real estate investing business. However, I want to share something with you that he shared with me when the first day that I got hired by his company. And he sat me down and he said, "Nathan, you are not in the real estate business. You are in the marketing business." And when he said that to me, it just hit me like never before. First of all, I never even heard that saying before. Nevertheless, what does that even mean, and how does that even happen? And he simply said to me, he said, "Real estate is our product. Marketing is our business. Our entire business revolves around marketing our product. And in order to do that, you got to learn and study marketing." So ever since that day, which was about maybe like 10 years ago, I literally studied marketing on a consistent basis. I've studied the godfathers of marketing. I've studied the queens of marketing. I have studied people who have done so much business online and offline through direct mail. And it's actually those things that I've learned over the years, and from even peers in the industry about what they're doing and what's working in current trends, that have gotten me the success that I have over the years, because I realized that everything revolves around marketing and sales. So today I want to show you a very powerful software that you can use in your business to help you leverage your business in marketing. Now, as you know, this business is highly revolving around the phone. All right, our entire business revolves around building relationships and phones, whether it's people calling in or outbound calls or inbound calls, or even calling to your team members and your power team. It's really important. Well, today in this software called CallRail, there should be some trumpets at that moment, because literally this it will extremely help your business when it comes to streamlining and automation, and also knowing what's working. It's called call tracking, and knowing what's working in your business when it comes to your phones. So I want to introduce you to CallRail. I want to go over what it does and how does it work, and also go over the pricing with you. But I just wanted to go right down here to some of the biggest features, right? So first of all, it's call tracking everywhere, where you can measure and track the phone calls and conversations that are happening, not just from you and yourself, but even if you have a team. All right. Now, the next thing I want to say is call recording. This is really important. Now, I know many people don't do this when they start off their real estate investing business. They just make calls and that's about it. But let me tell you something. I have been a sales trainer for call centers and direct sales for about 12 years, even closer to 15 years actually, now that I think about it. I was in direct sales. One of the first business opportunities I ever started was in direct sales, and it was all about making phone calls, and that is really important. And one of the most powerful things that I learned even back then, when I was working with leads over the phone, was we recorded all our calls. And the reason why we did that was so we could go back and listen to the calls that we did, so we could hear ourselves and critique ourselves and understand how do we get better. This software has that, and you can annotate the calls, and you can add certain specific keywords to the calls. It's really dynamic. This is a very intuitive and intellectual software, not something to be taken very lightly. Also, dynamic number insertion. So what this does, it can change up your numbers, throughout the phone call process, and you can use the phone numbers they give you, and I'll go over those details here in a minute throughout the process of your phone system. Also, conversation intelligence. So you can adjust your marketing to I guess what I call segmentation, but in addition to that, they automate what's called lead scoring. So if a certain thing happens in the call and the way it's going through the transcription of the call, if something is said or the conversation is going a certain way, all of a sudden the software can actually generate this call to a certain direction. This may seem a little complicated, but just imagine that someone is listening to the call and then pushing buttons in the background, if that's the best way to put it. But that's literally what's happening automatically, or as I like to say, auto-magically. All right, setup numbers. Basically, when you set up numbers, They give you, the call numbers that you can use for your business. You don't have to add another line or anything like that. They give you a good chunk of calls that you can use, which I'll show you that in a minute. Also, there's no contracts required. You can try it for 14 days and then cancel at any time, which is really powerful. So here's a very powerful point about what this can do. It's called call scribing, which is also, you can qualify a call based on the conversations using the keywords in real time. So if there's certain keywords that you pick up in the conversation, this software can aggregate all those keywords and then push the call into a certain direction on the back end. So after the call is complete, I mean, it just so that you know what's happening during your calls, and it helps you to drive better leads. You can also do searches through keyword as well. Okay, so you can do keyword searches for certain words that are said in the calls. It's really powerful. Also, there's dynamic website call tracking, and you can create multiple phone numbers throughout the system in the software. And this will give you like up-to-date tracking of who's calling what number, who's going to be notified, and what number is getting the most results. So for example, if you ran a multiple direct mail campaign, or you have your different phone numbers online and you're wondering who's calling off what number, you can actually track that all within CallRail. It's really powerful. You can also have static and offline call tracking. Again, this is just for you tracking like what you've done on either brochures or newsletters or marketing online. Marketing online and offline, you can see what that's done. They got a lot of success stories, and a lot of people in real estate use them. I want to jump over to features. Just a few features, because there's a whole bunch of features with CallRail, and I want to just jump into a few of them that's really important. So one, that you do give you phone numbers, dynamic tracking, also call flows and things that happen beyond the call. This is a view of the dashboard right here. You can see where the calls are primarily coming in from. So like I said, for example, if you have a phone number that is on a direct mail piece and people are calling in from that direct mail piece, but you're also running, let's say, a Google organically, you're running on your website, and you want to know who's calling you from that number, right? You see the difference there? You'll be able to track it, where the most calls are coming in from. That's the beneficial part of that, okay? You can also get local numbers, toll-free numbers. The phone numbers is really simple. You can even port over your numbers for your existing provider if you needed to. That's a really powerful thing to have as well if you're already running a different software or have a phone number you want to use. Then I want to show you, we talked about that already. You can integrate with a lot of things. Here we go. Powerful customizable call routing. Now here's a very important thing, which is known as an IVR menu. Okay, an IVR is basically you can build recording voicemails with messages within your software. Okay, within the software. So if you want someone to call a number and you want a message to automatically play, you can do that also. You can do call scheduling. So if there's a certain part of the day you want all the people that call in from this number, you want it to all go to one place, another like forwarding number, then you can do that as well. There's also geographical routing. So if some people are calling within a certain area, certain state, certain location, all those numbers will be routed to a certain number in that area. It's great for like territorial marketing, which is primarily what I use it for, because my team and I, we have territories that we cover. You can also upload an automated voicemail as well, so you have voicemail with that as well. And they also have a mobile app, which is important. I think that's always important. All right, and then I want to go over one more part here. All right, and then so I want to jump into the pricing of CallRail. Like I said, they give you a 14-day free trial. You can test it out, and then I'm going to go over the starter pack with you, which is a great place to get started with. Basically, it comes with the call tracking. Let me get the full feature list here. Here we go. Every account includes these free features. No setup fees or no contracts. You get US or Canadian local numbers. You can also get toll-free numbers. You also get the keyword tracking, live call dashboard, unlimited company accounts, unlimited user accounts. Okay. Email call notifications. You get call recording, which is really important. It really is, because you can hear the conversation. Like, for example, if you have a team, you can hear their conversation with the seller or buyer, but also you can hear You can hear what the sellers are saying and hear what your team is saying. It's really, really powerful. And then you can go back and listen to those calls and use it for training purposes, or just to critique a few things, or for legal purposes as well. You can do that also. Also, there's call scoring, which is important, and form tracking as well. Those are, let me go back to the pricing. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so there's the full list of things, and here's that other list I want to show you. So Includer starter package comes with 10 local numbers. So if you're ever thinking about getting a number for your business, this is a great service. They're already going to give you 10 numbers, okay? They're going to give you 10 phone numbers. They're going to give you 500 local minutes and 100 text messages. So that is CallRail, and this is a very powerful software. Again, if you use phone numbers in your business, which I know you do, you definitely want to check this out. Give it a whirl. Give it a try. Give it a 14-day trial. Start using this. Plug it in. See what you think. You could port your number if you want. I wouldn't recommend it if you're just trying out the software. Don't worry about porting a number now. But if you could just use the local numbers that you choose right from the software. If you really want to take this to another level, then I highly recommend you get into CallRail and start using it to its fullest capacity, and share your results with me in the comments below, and go out there and make it happen. All right, see you real soon.